I'm sorry that that thing ended. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I lost internet connection at some point or what, but we are getting started again. Okay, so y'all, let's do this. It seems like the last problem was the metals. Okay, so yes, so let's do this one here, y'all. Let's come back. Let me do it like this. And y'all, what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to I'm going to start all over with these problems again. We were dealing with the ones that had the gold medals and whatever, and and then we'll just kind of work from this way forward. Okay, so y'all, for this problem here, it says we had in the gymnastics competition, we had the United States, we had China, we had Romania. Okay, so y'all, it says that the total number of medals won by each team, they say there are three consecutive integers. So y'all, what consecutive integers are integers that are one right after each other. So it could be numbers like 18, 19, and 20. Excuse me. It can be numbers like 27, 26, and 25. Numbers like that. Okay. Um, excuse me. The next part here, y'all, says the US won more than China, who won more than Romania. So it's like the US was in first place, y'all. China was in second, and Romania was in third. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do here when I look through these problems is, does it look like that? Like, is it always US, China, and Romania? So is it in the order where US is had the most, and then China the second, so on and so forth? Okay. So if I look at my choices, that's what it looks like, right? Like the US is first, China second, Romania is third. In terms of the medals, I know they write them, excuse me, I know they're always writing US, China, and Romania, but again, I want to make sure that those numbers, right, are in that kind of an order. Okay, so they are. Okay, so y'all, the other thing we're going to do here is it says the sum of those numbers, y'all, has to add up to 87. So y'all, if I first look at choice A, do those numbers add up to 87? No, because the first two numbers are already bigger than 87, right? So I already know that choice A, not a good choice for me. Okay. Y'all, I'm going to try choice B. I'm going to see, hey, does 31, 30, and 29 add up to 87? So 31, excuse me, plus 30 plus 29. Those add up to 90. That's too much. Okay. We want it to add up to 87. So let's try 30 and 29 and 28. Boom. There it is, y'all. Choice C. Those numbers are consecutive integers and they add up to 87. I can even check D, y'all, just to make sure it doesn't, but we can check it. We can say, look, 28 plus 27 plus 26, they only add up to 81, right? So again, I know that choice D also not what I'm looking for. Okay. So, y'all, for a problem like that, that's basically how I approach it. Okay. And then, y'all, let's try the next one here. So, y'all, let me clean this up because, again, this is where I was working earlier, but again, we got disconnected. So let me clean up all this mess. Okay. So let's do this. Go like this and 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 like this. Okay. Okay, so y'all, for this problem, it's talking about center east parking garage. We have a capacity of 251 cars, and then we have the west parking garage. So y'all, it says the east garage has 251 cars more than the west. Okay, so I'm talking about the east garage, y'all, but I'm comparing it to the west. I don't know how many cars are in the west, so I'm going to call it X. The cars in the east, y'all, is X plus that 251 because it has 251 cars more than the west. So whatever the west has, the east has that amount plus another 251. Y'all, right here, combined capacity is 1225. Okay. So remember what that means. It means that the cars in the east, X plus 251, plus the cars in the west, which is X, has to add up to 1225. Okay. So look, y'all, right here, x and x, that's at 2x plus 251 equals 1225. When I minus, y'all, 251 on both sides, let's see what we end up with. So 1225 minus 251, 974. Okay. And then I'm going to divide everything by 2. So 974 divided by 2, y'all, that's 487. Okay. So, y'all, if I want to figure out, okay, which one stood for X by itself? The West. The West had 487, y'all, and the East had 487 plus another 251, 738. Oops. 738 right here. Okay. So the East at 738, the West at 487, and y'all, that looks like my choice A. Okay. So again, y'all, as I'm going through these problems, what I'm trying to do is, again, see if there's a way, if there's any kind of a comparison here, okay? And so in this problem, y'all, there was a comparison, so we're able to kind of figure it out, right? Guys, I'm going to do the same thing here. Again, I apologize, y'all, that we got disconnected. I don't know, and something happened with the internet here, I guess. So again, let me clean this up, and I'll do this one here again, too. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so y'all, in this problem here, it says we have a 17-foot piece of string and we cut it into 2 pieces. Okay, so look, y'all, in this problem, they didn't draw a picture for me. So I'm going to draw a picture myself. Here is my string, y'all. And that string is 17 feet. Okay. We're going to cut it into 2 pieces. Y'all, we have a longer piece and we got a shorter piece. So let's do this. Let's call this the shorter piece and let's call that the longer piece, okay? Let's take a look right here. The longer piece is 2 feet longer than twice the length of the shorter piece. Okay, y'all, so I'm talking about the long piece, but I'm comparing it to the short piece. I don't know anything about the short piece, y'all, so I'm going to call that X, okay? Now, the long piece, y'all, 2 feet longer. That means 2 plus twice the length of the shorter piece, 2x, okay? Y'all, we know that the whole thing is 17, right? So that means the short piece, x, plus the long piece, 2 plus 2x, it's got to add up to 17, right? So look, y'all, right here, x and 2x is a 3x plus 2 equals 17, okay? Again, let me get rid of this, boom, boom, boom. Okay, we'll come back this way, y'all. We're going to go minus 2 and minus 2. 3x equals 15. So look, y'all, when we divide by 3, I'm coming up with x is equal to 5, right? Now, remember, y'all, which one stood for x? Look, the short piece did. The short piece has to be 5 feet. Y'all, if the whole thing is 17 and if the short piece is 5, doesn't that mean that the long piece has to be 12? Because the short piece and the long piece together got to add up to 17. If one of them is 5, the other one has to be 12, right? Okay, so y'all, again, when they're doing comparisons, whichever thing, it's whatever idea, quantity we're talking about, and it's being compared to something, whatever that something is, we're going to call that the X. So again, in this problem, y'all, we start talking about the long piece, but we compare it to the short piece. Since we don't know anything about the short piece, we call that one X, and then we can write an expression for the long piece, okay? Okay, so y'all, here's another one. Let me come back this way. Again, let me clean this up. And so, y'all, in this problem here, again, we're talking about 2 pieces of information here. We have the US team and we have the Russian team, okay? So it says the US team won 13 more gold medals than the Russian team. So look, y'all, we have the US and then we have Russia, right? Okay, so the US won more than Russia. How many did Russia win? I don't know. But we won whatever they did plus another 13 because we won 13 more than they did, right? So y'all notice when I'm writing something like this, I'm not just writing the number 13 Because it's not that we won 13 gold medals, we won 13 gold medals or 13 more gold medals than they did, right? Okay, y'all, it says if the total won by both teams was 59, what does that mean? That means us, X plus 13, plus Russia, which is X. That has to add up to 59. Y'all, right here, X and X is at 2X plus 13 equals 59. So y'all, I'm going to go minus 13 and minus 13. So let's see. Let me grab my calculator. What's 59 minus 13? 46. And then if I divide everything by 2, y'all, I'm coming up with X is equal to 23. So what is that? I'm sorry. What does that mean? That means that Russia, y'all, won 23 gold medals. We won 23 plus another 13. We won 36. Okay. Y'all, one thing I used to, let me make sure we're still on. We're still good. Okay. I'm just going to check, y'all, because I don't want it to cut off again. Y'all, so before I worked here at SGC, I used to work in Austin at Austin Community College. And one of the perks over there, y'all, was they would allow faculty to take classes for free. And so I already took history, I already took government, I already took English and all that kind of fun stuff, right? So I would take PE classes, and I took weightlifting for a number of years. And the coach that I had for weightlifting, y'all, he competed in the 1996 Olympics for the former Soviet Union, right? He competed for Russia in 1996. And he was our coach. And it was summertime when I took his class, y'all. So we would go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And class was like from 12 to like 2:30 in the afternoon. It was like 2.5 hours, right? And on Thursdays, he would say, okay, we're going to go run outside. Now, y'all, this is summertime in Austin. It's just as hot over there as it is here. So we go run outside on Thursdays. And the first day he had us run a mile, but he had to like do push-ups and squat jumps and all this kind of stuff. And the second week on Thursday, he's okay, we're going to run 2 miles, and you still got to do push-ups and squat jumps outside, right? So you got to run a little bit, then push-ups and jumps, and run a little bit, push and jumps. And then the third Thursday, I don't know, because I didn't show up anymore on Thursdays. I would ditch Thursdays. I was like, yeah, it's too much. And he would always give me a hard time, but it was tough. It was tough, okay? All right. Y'all, let me walk you through the process on this next one here. And so, y'all, on this next problem here, let me just clean this up. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So, y'all, for a problem like this, the algebra that's involved in showing you how to do this problem is a little bit more complex. So with a problem like this, y'all, I usually tell my students, let's use our answer choices to see if we can figure out what the right answer is, okay? So y'all, for this particular problem, it says, on a recent buying trip in Los Angeles, Rosaria Perez ordered 120 pieces of jewelry. She had bracelets that cost $8 and necklaces that cost $9. At the end, she wrote a check for $1,060 to pay for the order. How many bracelets and how many necklaces did Rosaria purchase? Okay, so y'all, first thing I'm going to do is this. Remember, there's 120 pieces of jewelry. Y'all, I'm going to check my answers, and I want to make sure that each of those numbers, y'all, add up to the number 120. So 7 plus 113, yes, that one does. Okay. 17 plus 103, yes, we're good there too. 12 plus 108, boom, also good. And then 20 and 100, yeah, that's easy, right? It's 120. Okay, so look, y'all, so far, all of those are good choices, right? But we got to figure a couple of things out. Y'all, we have bracelets, we have necklaces. The bracelets, y'all, sold for $8, and the necklaces sold for $9. So, y'all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Look, the first choice, choice A, says we had 7 bracelets. Remember, y'all, bracelets sell for $8. We had 113 necklaces. That sold for $9. Then I'm going to say, look, choice B, 17 bracelets at $8 a piece and 103 necklaces at $9 a piece. And then 12 bracelets at $8 a piece and 108 necklaces at $9 a piece. And then finally, 20 bracelets at $8 a piece and 100 necklaces at $9 a piece. And y'all, what I want to do here is I'm going to multiply those numbers and add them up. And I'm curious to see which one is going to add up to 1,060. Okay. So let's do this, y'all. 7 times 8, I know that's 56. I don't know off the top of my head what 113 times 9 is. 1017. And if I add 50, gives me 1,073, but that's not what I want. Okay, so choice A, no good. Let's try choice B. Okay, let's see. What's 17 times 8? 136. What's 103 times 9? 927. Okay, 927, y'all, plus 136, 1,063. Close, but I want to get 1,060. So y'all, choice B, no good. Okay. 12 times 8, y'all. 12 times 8 should be 96. Okay. I don't know what 108 times 9 is. I'm going to figure that out right now. 108 times 9, 972 plus 96, 1,068. Close. Again, close, but that's not what I want. Okay. It's got to be D, or I made a mistake, right? So let's take a look. 20 times 8, that's 160. 100 times 9, that's 900. So 160 plus 900, 1,060. That's exactly what we want. So look, y'all, choice D is my answer. Okay. So y'all, I just kind of cranked through the numbers to figure out which one of these was going to be the one that was going to help me figure this thing out. Okay. All right. Y'all, I'm going to scroll down a little bit further. And this next problem, y'all, again, I'm going to approach it the same way. Okay. So y'all, I'm going to kind of leave up my answer. Again, I was working this out earlier. Again, I apologize, y'all, that we lost connection. Okay. But let's read through the question and see if we can figure it out. So let's take a look, y'all. A movie theater charges $10 for adults and $8 for children. If there were 40 people altogether and they collected $368 at the end of the day, how many people were adults? Okay, so look, y'all, we got 4 choices. So the first thing I said is, look, if there were 29 adults, but there was a total of 40 people, that means 11 of them had to be kids, okay? The second thing was, if there were 16 adults and there's 40 people altogether, y'all, 24 of them had to be kids, okay? The third one said, well, look, if there were 24 adults, then 16 of them had to be kids. And then the last one said, look, if there were 10 adults and there's 40 people altogether, then 30 had to be kids, okay? Second thing we said, y'all, was right here. Look, for adults, they charged us $10. For kids, they charged $8. So I said, look, if it's $29 or 29 adults at $10 each, y'all, that gave me $290. And if there was 11 kids at $8 each, that was $88. When I added those numbers, guys, I came up with $378. Okay. And I went through the same process, y'all, every single time. So I said, look, if there's 16 adults at $10 a piece, that was $160. 24 kids at $8 a piece, that was $192. That gave me $352. Okay. And then 24 adults at $10 a piece, that was $240. 16 kids at $8 a piece, that was $128. And that added up to $368. And that was how much we had. So y'all, right here, how many adults were there? There were 24 adults, right? But again, this was the approach, y'all. I did this same problem the same way we did the ones with the necklaces and the bracelets. The only thing that was different in this problem, y'all, they gave me the number of adults. So it was my job to figure out, well, if you tell me how many adults were there, how would I figure out how many kids are there? And we said, look, we said right here, y'all, look, there's 40 people. So we can figure out how many of them are kids, right? If there's so many adults, but the rest have to be kids, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to scroll down a little bit further, and let's go through these here. These here problems were just a couple that we did. And again, I'll walk you through the process here. And I'm just going to clean up all this mess, y'all. Sorry for the mess. Okay. So let's take a look-see here, y'all. Okay, so with formulas, y'all, they're asking me to solve for the missing piece. So look, the formula here, A equals BH. And I know a number for A, and I know a number for B. Y'all, what I don't know the number for H, okay? So where the letter A used to be, y'all, I'm going to write the number 45, okay? And where the letter B used to be, y'all, I'm going to put the number 15, but I still don't know what the letter H is. And that's going to be our job to find the letter H. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I'm going to divide both sides by 15. And I'm going to take 45 divided by 15, and that's going to give me 3. And there's my value of H, okay? So y'all, all I'm really doing here, these problems are kind of like plug and chug. Take the numbers that you got, plug them in, and kind of chug along there, okay? All right. Y'all, for the next one, I'm going to approach it the same way, okay? We have a letter for S, we have a letter for L, we have a letter for W, right? Numbers for each of these guys. So let's go ahead and plug them in. Where the S used to be, y'all, 102. Equals 4. Where the L used to be, all 7. Where the W used to be, all 3. Plus 2 times, again, where the W was 3. And again, y'all, we don't know a number for the letter H, okay? So let's do this. 102 equals, y'all, I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to multiply those together. 4 times 7 times 3, 84. Right here, y'all. 2 times 3 is 6, and I still got the letter H next to it. So, y'all, first thing I'm going to do, minus 84 on both sides. Okay. So, I'm going to take 102 minus 84, 18. 18, y'all, equals 6 times H. So, when I divide everything here by 6, y'all, we're coming up with H is equal to 3. Okay. And there is our value of H. So these formula type problems, y'all, all they're really asking us to do is take the numbers, plug them in, and figure out what we're going to get, okay? All righty. Y'all, I'm going to scroll down to this next one here. And again, I'm going to walk you through the process on how I'm going to solve something like this, okay? So, y'all, this problem here, let me just clean this up. Here we go. This problem right here, y'all, says use the formula C equals 5 and then F minus 32 in parentheses to convert 131 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay, y'all, what we're going to do here, again, this is going to be plug and chug. So I'm going to put 5. Where the letter F used to be, y'all, I'm going to write the number 131. Okay, so I'm going to make sure everything is still good here, y'all. Okay, we're still good. Okay, y'all, just like we did on the first day of school, remember we did order of operations? We got to do the inside first. So let's take our calculator. What's 131 minus 32? That's 99, right? We got 99 problems over 9. Y'all, right here, we're going to multiply. So let me take my calculator. 99 times 5. I'm coming up with a 495. And then finally, y'all, I'm going to take 495 and I'm going to divide it by 9. And that's giving me a 55. Okay. So, y'all, again, just to kind of illustrate what this problem here is telling me, guys, is when we watch the news, right? If you watch Tim Smith tonight, besides him getting mad at you because you don't know where McAllen and Mission are, he's talking about the weather, right? And he says, hey, look, guess what, y'all? It's going to be really, really hot. And we don't have this weather here. But if you were to say it's 131 degrees, right, in Fahrenheit, that's the same thing as saying it's 55 degrees in Celsius. So typically, when we think about 55-degree weather, we think, oh man, 55-degree weather, that's pretty chilly, that's cold. But we think about that because we think about 55 degrees in Fahrenheit. But y'all, if Tim Smith were to tell you, hey, it's 131 degrees Fahrenheit, and you change the channel, and from the news, you go to the noticias, right? So you go to like Univision or something like that, and they're running the news there, and they're telling you the temperature. They always tell us the temperature in Celsius, right? So it's not that 55 degrees is cold. It is if it's Fahrenheit, but in Celsius, it's the same thing as 131. Okay. All right. Y'all, let me scroll down a little bit further. Okay, this was the last problem that I did, y'all, from the like formulas or word problems or whatever. And so again, y'all, I'm going to walk you through the process here and just kind of explain what it is we're doing with these kinds of problems, okay? So, and I'll actually just leave that part there because that's what we're going to end up with. But well, let's go through it anyway. So, y'all, look, they gave me a little equation here, okay? And it says Dober's law states the relationship between the rate at which snowy tree crickets chirp and the air temperature in the environment. It says the formula is, and they give me this equation here. So T, y'all, T stands for the temperature, N stands for the number of chirps per minute. So look what they're telling me. If N is equal to 86, find the temperature. So y'all, this is plug and chug. I'm going to take this number, I'm going to plug it in right there. So I'm going to write T equals 50 plus, where the letter N used to be, y'all, I'm going to write the number 86 minus 40 divided by 4. Okay. First thing I got to do, y'all, I got to deal with this guy here. So 86 minus 40 is 46. Okay. Y'all, I'm going to take 46 and I'm going to divide it by 4. When I divide it by 4, y'all, I'm coming up with 11 and a half. And then if I add those numbers together, y'all, boom, 61.5. Okay. Y'all, remember the T stands for the temperature. Okay, so just to kind of give you a heads up, right? What is all of this business here telling me? Guys, we're talking about crickets. And crickets chirp, right? So if it's at night, right, you go outside, you hear the little chirp, 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 chirp. Okay. If you were to count in 1 minute, right? So you're to take your watch and you'd be looking at your watch and say, okay, start now. I'm going to start counting. And in 1 minute, if you were to count 86 chirps in 1 minute, that would tell you all that it's also going to be 61 degrees outside, 61.5 degrees outside, right? And y'all, if there's more chirps, it's going to be warmer. And if there's less chirps, it's going to be colder, right? Because they're cold and they just go like chirp, 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 chirp. I'm really cold. I can't chirp that much, right? But that's what this little relationship here tells us, okay? All right. So guys, we got about 10 minutes. Let's see if we can do a little bit of the inequality stuff. And then we'll call it a day. So again, I want to make sure that we're still recording. Yeah, everything's still good. Okay, awesome. Okay, so inequalities, y'all. The difference between an equation and an inequality. When we solve an equation, y'all, I'm going to make this up. So I'm going to write a super easy equation here. 2x equals 6, right? 2x equals 6. So we say, look, we divide by 2. 6 divided by 2, boom, we get x equals 3. Okay, y'all, if I were to draw a number line, right? Here's 0, here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, right? -1 and so forth. All we're going to do is put one little mark right there. That's what we mean by solving an equation. We found the answer. The answer was 3. Okay. In an inequality, y'all, what we actually have here, we have a lot of numbers that are going to be part of this thing. Okay. So number one, y'all, an inequality has a ton of numbers, okay? Graph it on the number line. Y'all, we're looking for numbers x that are bigger than -5, okay? So y'all, first thing I'm gonna look here, bigger than -5. Okay, well, look, y'all, if this is -6 and -4, boom, I know that's -5. Same thing here, -6 and -4, I know that's -5. Same thing here and same thing here. Okay, second thing, y'all, if the x is on the left side, which it is right now, the x is over here, we're going to shade in the direction of the arrow. Which way is the arrow pointing? The arrow is pointing to the right. Okay, so y'all, which of these shade to the right? Well, it looks like A and B shade to the right, right? Because the arrow is going boom like that, like right. See, we have it like this. Okay, the second thing, y'all, if there is sometimes, like if you look at this problem here, see how there's a little line underneath? If there is a little line underneath, then we fill in that circle. And if there's no line underneath, y'all, then we leave that circle open. So y'all, my choice here is going to be choice A because it's going to the right and that little circle right there, y'all, is open. Okay. Now, let's take a look at the next one. X is smaller than 1. Okay, so look, y'all, here's 1, here's 1, here's 1, there's 1. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the direction of the arrow. The arrow is pointing to the left. So which of these shade to the left? Both B and D, right? Those shade to the left. Now, the other thing is, because we have that little line underneath, y'all, the little dot has to be filled in. And look, y'all, if you look at choice B, the dot is filled in. So this here is going to be my choice. Okay. All right. Now, y'all, for the next one that I got here, I'm just going to write it so it's a little bit bigger. Okay. I want you to notice something now, y'all. I got a number on the left and I got a number on the right. And my X is in the middle. Okay. Since my X is in the middle, y'all, I'm looking to shade the numbers between 3 and 7. And because both of them have the little line, I got to make sure that my little circles are filled in. So I want to make sure I'm shading everything between 3 and 7. So look, y'all, that's 3, that's 7. That's 3, that's 7. That's 3, that's 7. That's 3, and that's 7. Again, both lines are here, y'all. So I got to make sure both of them are filled in. And if you look here, y'all, choice B, both of them are filled in. Okay. When the X is in the middle, y'all, you're shading everything between the first number and the second number. Okay. Let's see. Let me scroll down a little bit more. Same thing here, y'all. We're going to graph this guy on the number line. Okay, so look, y'all, I'm shading everything between -3 and 1. -3, 1, -3, 1, -3, 1, -3, 1, right? Okay. Second thing is, look, y'all, where my 3 is, my 3 needs to be filled in. So this guy's got to be filled in, but this guy here needs to be open. So where the -3 in, the -3 is, that needs to be filled in, but where the 1 is, that needs to be open. Y'all, choice C. Choice C looks like our answer. Okay. Y'all, let's go ahead and try at least 1 or 2 problems here. And we'll do 1, 2. We'll do these first 3, y'all. And then we'll stop there and we'll pick up the rest of it on Tuesday. We'll pick it up tomorrow. So y'all, when we're solving an inequality, for the most part, we solve this just like we solve an equation. If I want to get rid of this -2, y'all, I'm going to go +2. Okay. And y'all, I'm coming up with X is bigger than or equal to -8 + 2, y'all, -6. Okay, now they're telling me graph the solution. Okay, so look, y'all, here's my number line. Guys, for the number line, again, you don't have to write a whole bunch of numbers here. The number that I'm really interested in, y'all, -6. Okay. Second thing I'm going to do here, look, we got the little line, so fill it in. Okay, boom, it's filled in. Second thing is, look at my arrow. My arrow points to the right. There's my answer. Okay, that's all we're going to do. All right. Y'all, for the next one, I'm going to approach it the same way. There's a +5. Let's go -5. Okay. X less than 16 minus 5, y'all, the number 11. Okay, I'm going to draw my number line. Boom. Again, not very picky here, y'all. Here's my number 11. Okay. First thing I noticed, there is no little line. So, y'all, that circle is going to stay open. Second thing is, look at the arrow. The arrow points to the left. Boom. There's my answer. Okay. All right, guys, we'll do one more, and then we'll save that other one for mañana, okay? So, same thing here, y'all. I'm going to go -4, -4. Okay, 3x. Let's see. -17 -4, y'all, is a -21. Okay. And divide everything by 3. X is bigger than -7. Okay, y'all. I'm going to draw my number line. Again, not very picky here, y'all. Look, -7. There it is. First thing I want you to notice, there's no little line underneath. So that circle is going to stay open. Second thing, look at the arrow. The arrow points to the right. Boom. And we shade to the right. Okay. All right. Guys, we will pick up from here starting tomorrow. And we'll do some more inequality type stuff. Okay. And we'll figure out how to do these here. And then we'll get started on exponents. So guys, we're a little bit behind, but we should be able to catch up. Okay. At least I hope we can. So y'all, let's do this. Let me make sure. Again, today's the last day to register. So today is the last day to register for the TSI. Okay. And what I'm going to do here, y'all, is I'm going to copy this link. Copy the link. Boom. And again, I'm going to drop it right in here. Again, I know some of y'all said you already registered. So boom, let's go like that. Okay. But there it is right there. Yeah, it's the same link on Blackboard. It's the same one. I put it in the announcement, Evelyn, but this is it right here too. So you can always just click on this one here. Are you supposed to get an email? You know what? I don't know. I would assume that you would because, guys, let's actually go through this real quickly. Start it. So you put your name, a number, your email, the phone number. So look, y'all, it says this will only be used to reach you if there's a problem getting you registered. So, y'all, I'm going to say that you should be getting some kind of an email. Okay. You didn't? Okay. I'll tell you what. So Govana and Irania, you know what I would do if I were y'all? Try registering again. If it gives you for the test, this link here is the registration for the test. Okay. I would try telling you guys, try filling it out again and see if anything happens. Okay. They're not going to like charge you or anything like that. Just say, hey, look, I registered a second time because I never got an email or something like that. There shouldn't be any issue, right? It's not like you're going to go take the test 2 times, right? But I would definitely encourage you, fill it out, and then just kind of wait. And guys, if there is an issue, then let me know and I'll pass that information on to the people who are kind of handling all this kind of business, right? I just teach the class. But yeah, I would just tell you guys, fill it out and see what happens. You know what I mean? See if you get some kind of an email. And if you try filling it out again, if it tells you, hey, you're already registered, then you're good. You know what I mean? All righty. Y'all, that's it for us today. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'll upload both lectures, y'all, to our YouTube playlist today. But I will catch you guys mañana, okay? So y'all have a good afternoon, and I'll check you guys mañana, okay? Take care, y'all.